Okay, let's see how this recording works. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, and I'm doing a video because I didn't feel like doing a stream for this because I'm mostly just grinding out, getting some levels, and finding myself all of the Lilith altars, which it's just me following a map. There's not a lot to really stream there, so I kind of decided to just do that and have a chill night. But I am now high enough level, and I feel confident enough to do the Pinnacle Dungeon, or whatever the hell it's called. The Capstone Dungeon, that's it. Capstone Dungeon for level 50. So I figured I'd go through it and just record how it goes. Let's see if I can do it. I'm level 46. Here's the gear. I haven't upgraded any of this, but this is like what I'm rocking at the moment. So everyone can kind of look over it really quick. Go a little bit slower. And this might give you some idea of when you can take on the Capstone Dungeon, and when you know you'll be able to take on the Capstone Dungeon and unlock that next world tier. So figured I'd just upload it so people can watch a playthrough of level 50 Capstone Dungeon if they feel like. So let's get into this and see how it goes. I've heard it's not that difficult. It's really more of a level and gear check, so I'm sure I'll be able to do it. I mean, I say that, but now if I get destroyed, it's gonna be very funny, I think. So, let's roll. I'm just running the whirlwind build. Oh my, that hurts. I mean, these are level 50, so they're gonna do some damage for sure. Sheesh. Okay, so maybe I need more levels. That really hurts. We gotta collect Animus, but wait, it doesn't reset you. Can you just death rush this? If you can just death rush, then it's gonna be really easy. But yeah, that Wretched Knight Penitent does a lot of damage. Everything else is not too bad, but that thing deals a lot of damage with the slams. Not too bad. Pop a potion or two. Pop our ultimate. Damn, the poison is pretty rough, honestly. I feel like I might have gone a little unlucky with that.
I have no potion.
But yeah, this is just like a normal enemy. It's just actually kind of hurts. I wonder if it wasn't poison, if it would be just as tough. Because I found poison really hurts me. Might have to go farm a few more levels. Oh yeah, that heals. Don't have my cooldowns up either.
I'm afraid.
So yeah, maybe you do have to be level 50. Or at the very least have a little better gear than me. Yeah. That's literally like 1 and 2 shotting me, so I guess my gear probably needs upgrades. That's okay though. I'll be back. I'll probably just cut this in just for context, and then I'll be back in a few levels. Catch you on a little bit. Figured I'd add this in just to kind of bridge the gap between first attempt, which didn't go very well, and second attempt. This is how I'm going to be leveling is, I never unlocked it, but Malnock? Malnock? Whatever, there's a stronghold over here you can do, and this is how a lot of people I've seen have said have been leveling. A lot of people say this is a really good way to get done, and I've seen a couple of people say that this is pretty much how you want to level. If you're not trying to get gear and you're just trying to get XP, like, you go to Malnock, I believe this is the right one. It's going to be really embarrassing if this isn't the right one. Maybe I'll just have to cut it if it isn't. You'll never know. But anyway, you go over to this stronghold, and then you just you unlock it, and then you just run between 2 dungeons, and just reset. You clear them out and reset them over and over again, because there's 2 dungeons right next to each other, and they're like 10 steps apart. You run out of one into the other one, and it's just all the uptime that you can want as far as, you know, the amount of time spent killing monsters, which that's really the best way to get XP I've seen. Is quests don't really matter, like the renown objectives don't really matter. It's like you really just want to do those for the renown. For XP, it's just you want to blast whatever content, just killing as many monsters as possible. So more of a power farming type of thing, you know. So that's what I'm working on right now, and once I have it unlocked, I'm just gonna spam the dungeons. I hope this is the right one. I'm pretty sure this was. But yeah, I'm just gonna spam the dungeons and then do that until we'll probably go back at like level 48, 40, maybe 49. I don't want to wait until 50. I was gonna wait until 50, but I think I can do it earlier. I think my gear right now is just not very good. I don't have very many legendaries buffing my whirlwind or fixing my fury or anything. I got one, but like there's not a lot of synergy, and we can definitely do better. So anyway, I'll be back once I've gotten a few levels. But yeah. So hey, I'm back. Yeah, it's been about a day. I went to Pride, so that's why I'm a little bit sunburned. You might notice. Went to the Pride festival and the parade. That's the word I'm looking for. But we are back, and I am. I've got a few levels. I'm 49 now. I've replaced a lot of my gear with better gear. We're pretty much fully upgraded. I'm not gonna upgrade these pieces. Oh, hello, Cat is here to say hello. You probably won't be able to see her, but she just jumped up on my desk. There you go, there's Cat. There's little Ian. Alright, we're gonna try this again. And try not to die this time. So, wish me luck, let's go. Let's see if we can get that tier 3 world unlocked. World tier 3, it's the world, but it's tier 3. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, the game launches tomorrow, so I really want to get to endgame before then, because I want to stream later. And I also want to make like a full review of everything up until you unlock like the Paragon board and everything, so we'll see how this goes. Definitely doing a lot more damage than last time. Those levels paying off. Yeah, I think we should be able to do this. We're not instantly dying like we were before, so. But this is consistent. This guy's always poison, it looks like. I got a lot more poison resist on my gear this time, so that'll probably also help. But yeah, hot lava over here. I've seen a couple of people mention that the game is definitely one of those games that feels like the floor is lava, because there's just a lot of stuff that ends up on the ground. But yeah, now that we're 49, definitely having a lot better luck with this, actually getting through this without dying. Oh, a little bit of drought range there. My computer does not want to be recording. Probably because I have some other stuff up, but I'm going to close that real quick. Okay, first pack's dead. I'm just going to kind of take my time with this. I'm going to close this. Luthien! My cat keeps jumping up and is in the way of my screen, so if I die, I'm going to blame it on that.
I need more fury.
It doesn't seem like anything drops. Hey, Luthien, stop, hey, stop. She wants to play really bad, and she's messing with my cords.
I'm not ready.
But, yeah, another thing that happened today is we got nerfed. Whirlwind got nerfed. I'm going to talk through this, just because, but I'm fully expecting y'all to either skip it or skip through it. That's fine. It's cool if you do that. I don't mind in the slightest. You do whatever you do whatever you want. I make the content for you all, so. Hello! Luthien is meowing at me. She really wants to play right now. But I'm in the middle of something. I'm sorry, hon. If you hear her meowing. Cat interrupts attempt at the Capstone dungeon. Yeah, I don't know how. Okay, so we got this Revenant Knight. I'm pretty sure it's just a normal dungeon. We just gotta kill everything. But yeah, to level up, I just went and did a bunch of Tree of Whispers stuff, which if you beat in the game, you know all about that. And it's basically bounty systems from Diablo 3. It's a lot better than bounty systems because you actually get to target farm specific pieces. In Diablo 3, you had blood shards. In this, your cache actually, it gives you a choice between 3 different caches. Like it'll say jewelry, one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, armor, that type of thing. And so you get to actually target farm specific pieces rather than just the cache that you got in Diablo 3. I like it a lot better. Hey, we actually did get some stuff. I'm not gonna wear these yet. I might hold on to them though. But yeah, it's really these dungeons are more of a gear or level check. So if you struggle with one, if you're getting one shot like I was, just go optimize your build a bit, get some better gear, maybe get some levels. I'm doing this at 49. I've seen people do it as early as 45 or 46 with a good build and good gear. So you can definitely do it early if you want to get to World Tier 3 as soon as possible. One mistake I was making,
I need more
which I will maybe make a short video. A couple people have mentioned this already. Don't play on World Tier 2. It's a bait. It's not worth it. The rewards you get, the extra XP and rewards, are just not worth it if compared to how much stronger it makes everything. That could be worse. That could be worth using. So, that was one thing I tried. I knew I had seen the people mentioning that it wasn't really worth it, but I decided to try it anyway. And, yeah, I think I played for like 5 levels that way, and it was super slow. It was a waste of time. You definitely, like, it's kind of like in Diablo 3, you really wanted to do greater rifts. Like, you want to be on a level where you were just one-shotting everything so that you could complete rifts as quickly as possible. Kind of the same thing with the world tiers. You want to be on the world tier where you're moving at a good pace, because killing things and getting the chance to drop items and getting more XP that way is a lot better than increasing the difficulty. You really want to be on World Tier 1, unless your build is really strong and you're able to just one-shot everything on World Tier 2, in which case I can see how it would probably be worth it then, but yeah, aside from that, don't mess with it. It's not worth it. It's a bit of a bait. You just really want to be moving through things as quickly as possible. Because especially if you're doing like the quick XP strategy, the faster you finish the dungeon, the more XP per hour you're going to get from that strategy. Because the big XP is coming from just the high mob density and completing the dungeon quickly. So it's like the faster you can blast through those dungeons, if you're doing the dungeon farming strategy, the better. And if you're just doing like just casual play, running around, doing stuff, completing the story, you're going to move a lot faster, so... And it's also, I gotta be honest, unless you're really wanting the challenge, it's really not that much more fun. Like, because it doesn't add mechanics, it just makes everything beefier. So you're not actually, like, in any more danger. It's just, it's taking a longer time for you to kill things. And the things are doing more damage with their auto attacks towards you. But the other thing about this Capstone dungeon is there's no limit on the number of times you can attempt it. So if you die, you can just walk back in. That's why I'm not really, not really tryharding this, is because if I die, I believe you can just walk back in. It did restore the health of everything, but you don't have to do it like deathless, if I remember correctly. We'll see if I was wrong. No, you totally don't have to do it deathless. Nothing has respawned, so. Unless you're on hardcore. If you're on hardcore, obviously you do have to do it deathless, because you have to do the whole game deathless, so, Another thing that I can recommend if you are trying to level quickly, which many people have already pointed this out, is group play in this game is absolutely broken. You do not get any nerfs to XP by being in a group by the looks of it, and it actually gives you more XP, so it encourages you to play in a group or play with other people around. So, you can blast through levels very quickly by being in a group. So you got some friends you want to play the game with? This game is very kind to those wanting to play with friends. I've been playing mostly solo because none of my friends really bought into the early access. Because why would they pay $90 for a game to just play it a little early? I did because I wanted to stream the game and make some videos on it as soon as possible. But, yeah, for casual players, I don't know why you would have pre-ordered the game and paid $90 for the early access. You get nothing for it, really. It was not worth it. Another thing that I might make a quick video on is, but, I mean, the game comes out tomorrow, so if you wanted to get into the early access, it wasn't worth it. I definitely should have done that the first day. That was an oversight for me. I think that's all the stuff over here. We just gotta get animus. It's just the run back and forth from typical dungeons, pretty much. I really hope that there's not too much more of this, because it's just a normal dungeon for the most part. It's just level 50 plus is all. And I am not that fast. I tried to reroll move speed on my boots, and I did not get it. So, that happens. One other tip I can give, by the way, is if you're trying to get a little bit of extra, like, a little bit of extra power, go upgrade your gear. It is super worth it. Upgrading your gear is very, very worth it in this game. And it's really easy. It really only uses a little bit of materials and quite a bit of gold. But if you're low on gold, you can literally just take an inventory of of stuff, of just any gear to a vendor and sell it, and you'll get like 200k gold, which is a good like 5 or 10 upgrades. So gold is very easy to get. The materials to craft are very easy to get. You just, you know, take the stuff you're not using it and go salvage it, just like Diablo 3. I'm going to compare a lot to Diablo 3. This game is not quite Diablo 3 reskinned, but it definitely borrows a lot of mechanics from Diablo 3. They definitely did not throw out the entire game from Diablo 3. They definitely kept some things. There's quite a bit more to Diablo 4, and I'm much more excited to keep playing it than Diablo 3. Diablo 3, it's like, even if they launched it with like a whole new thing tomorrow, I probably would not go back and play it. Oh, that's actually really good. Let's see. I think it'd be best to put it... Yeah, I think that's the best place. Because I didn't actually upgrade this sword. Hold on. We got crit, damage to injured enemies, vulnerable damage, and lucky hit. Nice. The lucky hit to execute is actually really nice. It's very cool. Oh yeah, they nerfed Whirlwind today, which isn't really affecting me because I'm not quite at the end game. It was mostly you're gonna feel that stuff at the end game. Really, I think you could progress to the end game with basically any build, like so long as you're like doing things that are reasonable. When I was doing the Thorns build, it just needed too many things to enable Thorns. I think that build is definitely playable at end game when you have all the legendaries that boost your Thorns effectiveness. But I think early on, it's not really something you can do. Not really a leveling build. But yeah, based on the amount of playing I've done so far, I've messed around with like Rend. I haven't really touched a lot of... I messed with Hammer of the Ancients. But like, Whirlwind seems to be my favorite. Like, you can definitely play other builds. Whirlwind isn't the only one. But like, it's just Whirlwind was the most effective. And they nerfed it really bad. They nerfed a lot of the Paragon stuff. So... mostly it was Paragon nerfs for a lot of builds. So it's mostly the end game of the build that got nerfed. So if you want to level with Whirlwind, don't let that discourage you. You can definitely level with Whirlwind. That's still I mean, look at me. I'm still perfectly able to do this. I'm not one-shotting things, but like, you know, I wasn't one-shotting things before the nerf either. I'm not going to put that on. It's tempting because it gives a lot more damage per second, but it makes me lose a socket, which means it... Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. That's fine. Core skill damage is good. All stats is good. Damage to stun enemies doesn't matter. Crit damage, though, is always good. If you are used to the way that Diablo 3 gearing works, though, you'll feel right at home in this game, because it is definitely a... It's definitely a get more crit, get more damage type of game. You do actually need survivability, which is one thing that I appreciate. Things will kill you. It's not just stack up damage, which I appreciate a lot. You are rewarded for making your character tanky. You will actually not die, so that's one thing that I actually prefer about the defenses in this game so far compared to like in PoE. In PoE, it's very hard to make a character that's actually immortal, which means you're just going to die a lot. And, you know, like, and that's just kind of the nature of the power creep the game's gone through over the years. Hopefully with PoE 2, we'll get some rebalancing that will fix that. But, it's nice playing a new game because it's like, you can actually build a character that's tanky, and you feel tanky, you, like, don't die very easily. Like, this character is actually pretty tanky. Like, we got Fortify, quite a lot of it. We got a lot of life. So it's like, I can actually tank for a decent amount without, you know, actually dying. Only time I'll really die is if I'm completely out of potions. And that's not even that big of a deal because I heal when I use shouts. And I heal when I use fury, so sometimes I will be able to just sustain with that instead. And really, I should only be hitting my potions when I feel like I'm in danger, but, you know, sometimes I just hit buttons. Never claim to be the best at the game, for sure. Oh my gosh. Not having move speed makes this a little bit rough. What else we gotta do? Should I just run through this? I feel like I'm farming them because, you know, I still want gear drops and XP. Level 50 is not the max, but like I don't know if I actually need to be killing this stuff as much as I am, or if I could just move on. I'll probably just run past a lot of it. I'll try for the content. I'm gonna try to just run past the next couple of packs and see if maybe I can group them up a little bit. Make it a little easier to burst them down. Good execution there. Love executing enemies. Alright. Do I need to fight you all, or if I run past, will you just ignore me? Because I think the end is, like, right here. It looks like you can just run past them. Alright, we got the bosses here that we gotta deal with. I'm gonna go after the physician first, for sure. Because I feel like he's gonna heal the other ones based on his name. I have not looked at anything about these boss fight, but if we beat this, we'll be able to go to World Tier 3 and start farming up better items there. And then I'm only about one level away from actually unlocking our Paragon board, which Paragon board is kind of like your main system that you're interacting with in the end game. It's like, obviously, there's the bounties. I'm gonna just call them bounties. They call them whispers on the Tree of Whispers, but they are literally the bounty system from Diablo 3, just made better. Because it's like, you're not locked, you don't have to restart the game to get another set of bounties. They refresh as you go through. So you can just go to different areas and farm stuff, and you get extra loot, essentially, in XP. Just by farming in the specific areas it tells you to. So they're bounties. That's basically what they are. You go to a specific area, you complete it, essentially like a little quest, and you get extra stuff for it. Which is great. That's fine. That fits with the open world of this and everything perfectly. Oh, shit. The funny thing is I could have definitely dodged that and not died. That was just me not paying attention. That's my bad. That is one thing I do like. Aside from, like, I don't like chill damage because it stuns you randomly, a lot of the stuff that they put in the game is very telegraphed. If I get hit by something, I definitely feel like it is my fault I got hit by it, which I do appreciate. I do like that. I kind of wish there was a little more of that, even. Like, I almost wish that things did more damage, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not that casual, so like, oh, wow, okay, you have to beat it all at once. Alright. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's how every dungeon works. I totally forgot that. But that's okay. We'll just be more careful this time around. The Grand Physician does not actually seem to be, or the Sacred Physician, does not actually seem to be healing anything. But I'm still going to go after that first. Also, gonna try not to hit as many potions this time. So yeah, as you can see, it's not too difficult, but it definitely can kill you, that's nice, it's satisfying. I like that I actually am punished if I make a mistake, you know? There is some amount of difficulty. It's not like a complete cakewalk. You do actually have to pay attention. You know, it's like a video game where you lose if you make a mistake. Which I didn't really feel that often in Diablo 3. In Diablo 3, a lot of time when I died, it just felt like, oh, I'm not geared enough. It's not really like I made a mistake. So, in that respect, I think Diablo 4, by the way. We'll just make this my, like, official review, whatever. I'll just talk a little bit afterward, and I'll finish up and go on to the end game. That way I don't have to upload 2 videos. So, actual review of the game while I kill this. As far as the story is a vast improvement over Diablo 3. Diablo 3's story, in my opinion, was shit. It was so bad. There were no characters I cared about. They even made Deckard Cain a little bit boring, and I love Deckard Cain. He's like a classic character. Leah was terrible. Like, I really disliked... Oh, wow, he killed me again. I guess we got more time for the review, because this guy keeps killing me. Like, I'm definitely dealing damage. I'm able to kill him, but I think I'm just not paying attention and making mistakes because I'm talking. So, yeah, the final boss of the dungeon definitely has a little... He has some teeth. Not too bad. I mean, I'm just going to keep trying until I kill him, because I clearly can. We're dealing enough damage. We're not taking too much damage. Had plenty of potions left. I just got hit by something. So the story of Diablo 4, vast improvement over Diablo 3, in my opinion. I like Nayrel a lot. I like Lorath a lot. I like Donan a lot. A lot of the characters are actually good. You actually feel for them. They aren't annoying. They all are helpful to the main character, which makes you kind of like them a little bit. And they all have motivations that make sense, you know? It's not just like, oh, we're gonna go kill the demons. It's like, Donan at first, when you meet him, a little minor spoilers, is like he's kind of hesitant to help you because he has his own stuff going on. It's like, okay, I can kind of understand that, you know, because he's got his own shit he's doing. And it's like he's not aggressive towards you, but he's just like this random person showed up and wants me to do things for them. It's like, well, I got my own shit, you know. So it's like, and a lot of the characters treat you that way. You're not treated as like this amazing hero at first. You're treated as just sort of this random adventurer who showed up, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I mean, you might be able to help us, but like, who are you? And I prefer that. I prefer being, you know, a random wanderer, you know, and having people kind of treat me as such. It's like, I like to be the kind of character that has to prove themselves. And then by the end, you know, you've proven yourself, and you've kind of made allies with a lot of these characters through the campaign. And, you know, people are more willing to go like, oh, okay, you clearly got your shit together. You're pretty strong. Excuse me. Might need to take a drink, but you're pretty strong. You can handle yourself. You know, you feel like you've made progress through the story. There's definitely a lot of issues I have with it, and I might make a spoiler-filled... I'll definitely make a spoiler-filled review and put it up tomorrow after the game launches, so that once people have played the game and have experienced the story, formed their own opinions, they can, you know, see my opinions if they're interested. Because there's definitely a lot of issues with the storyline. I saw one person say it was as good as Mass Effect, and I went, what? that is a stretch. I mean, I don't think Mass Effect has the best storyline, but, like, I feel like that's an insult to Mass Effect, because this, like, there's a lot more that goes into a story-based game like Mass Effect than went into the storyline of this game. I think, anyway. But anyway, we all know the real reason you're playing Diablo is to get to the end game and grind out and, you know, smash stuff. Rip and tear, essentially, you know? Like, playing it like you're playing Doom, basically. You want to kill a lot of demons, and you want to blast stuff and have fun. So that's, like, why you're playing most ARPGs, especially Diablo. We did it! We killed them! Oh, we got friends. We have some friends over here. Let's kill all these really quick. I think that's the end of the dungeon. I think we did it. Cool. Alright, we're on to the end game. It's not real. I guess it is the end game. From like 50 to 100 pretty much is the end game. Oh, we got more. Okay. Let's keep going. Alright. We gotta kill all the enemies here, so no running past in here. So definitely I would recommend running past the enemies, doing that boss. And then, because you have to kill all the enemies here. So if you're trying to save time, definitely run past all the enemies in that first dungeon. The drops are, you know, obviously you're gonna get drops, you're gonna get XP, but who cares? The reason you're doing this is to get World Tier 3. This doesn't give you a legendary aspect or anything, and you want to get to World Tier 3 as soon as possible, because that's when you can start, you know, farming glyphs for your Paragon board, farming higher tier uniques and stuff, because uniques, like, don't drop at the lower world tiers. Like, I believe they literally can't. So if you're trying to get your uniques for your build as quickly as possible and save as much time as possible, definitely run past all that stuff. Try to do this as quickly as possible. Try to min-max your build so you don't have to do this at like level 49 like I am. But if you're struggling with it, just go level up. Just hit level 50 before you go do it. It won't take you that long. And the leveling in this game is not too shabby. It's pretty fun. Let's put you there. But yeah, the story was pretty good. Gameplay, I mean, I'm still playing it, and I've played it for the last 3 days. I played it for 15 hours straight without getting bored. I find the gameplay to be very, very fun. It's a very fun game. There's definitely some issues I have with it. Like, one of them is, like, a lot of the open world elements are fun, but they can be very samey. It'd be cool if there was a little more variety in some of the events and some of the dungeons. And I kind of wish the dungeons were just a little bit linear. It's like, I don't really like getting the keys to open the doors and stuff. I'm sure some people, it doesn't bug me that much. It just feels like an unnecessary step. It kind of feels like, why didn't you just make it twice as long? You know? Like, if you're gonna make me go one way and then the other way, right? Just make it a straight line, but make it twice as long. I don't really get it, honestly. I don't really see how going and picking up 2 keys over and over again in every dungeon, or having to go get anima from specific monsters. The anima one actually isn't that bad, because at least then you're fighting something for a specific reason. It's usually It's usually a rare mob, so it's like, at least then you're getting like a guaranteed rare mob. Dang, these are actually hurting. Like, these are doing some stuff to me. Hopefully if I die, it doesn't take me all the way back, but yeah, it looks like as well you can kind of just death rush this, so as long as you're doing enough damage, like, to actually kill the bosses, you should be fine. The systems are fun. I like Renown. I like Renown a lot. I think that's very fun to run around and do various objectives and eventually get a reward. Gives you something to work on, a goal you can clearly see that's coming up, which I always appreciate in these games. The thing that I think makes a lot of RPGs fun is having long-term goals and short-term goals. So you're working on one thing while you're working towards another thing, which I think just makes it very, very satisfying. Okay, it just takes me here, so I just go back in. Do I have to kill everything in there without dying? I hope not. Because otherwise, I might have to go farm a bit more. Because, yeah, I've made some mistakes with this build as far as the gearing, and so it has led me to not be able to do as much damage as, like, a lot of other people who might be playing this. Plus, I honestly think the Rend build is better for leveling. The Whirlwind build is better once you get the items that work with it, and we only have, we don't have the one that actually boosts our Whirlwind damage at the moment. So I'm guessing after this there's going to be one more boss. I'm actually kind of running out of time. I need to hurry a little bit. I got a appointment. I'm going to go get my hair cut, so... If that happens, I guess I'll just quit out. If I run out of time, I'll just quit out and go and do that, and I'll get back to this point and restart the recording so that there's not a whole lot of downtime. But yeah, the systems are fun. I like the improvements to the bounty system with the Tree of Whispers. I think that's a lot better than the way the bounty system was. Just because it's always rolling, you don't have to always be resetting your game, exiting, and you don't get forced to do the same thing quite as often, because there's multiple areas that have the Tree of Whispers thing going on in it. So especially if you're trying to get world completion, like you're trying to get as much stuff in the open world done, like all the dungeons, all of the little side things that you can do, you can go and kind of do them at the same time, and so you don't have to like specifically focus on just doing one thing, which is nice. I like that in an open world game. Let's see, what have I not talked about yet? Build variety. Build variety is a bit of a sticking point with me for this game, because like I'm primarily a Path of Exile player now, honestly. Like Path of Exile is like my main ARPG that I play, and I mean, obviously, it's not even comparable. You know, like, Path of Exile has so much build freedom and so many things you can do, so it's not really fair to compare the two. However, I will compare it to, like, a similar ARPG, like, Last Epoch is coming out, and Last Epoch is not as complicated as Path of Exile, but it's not as simple as this, so it's kind of like, you got Path of Exile, which is the complicated one that has a lot of build variety and a lot of different things you can do. I'm just going to socket those in there for now. And, you know, might be not as new player friendly. And you got this one that's super new player friendly, and Last Epoch is kind of in the middle. And this is, again, I have not gotten to level 50, as you can see, I'm 49. I've not messed with the Paragon board. From what I've seen from other creators, the Paragon board lets you do quite a bit, but it's not exactly like the skill tree in Path of Exile. It's not quite as complicated, but it also doesn't let you do as much. It's like mostly their flat stat increases is what you get from them. So it lets you tweak your build and lets you min-max, but you got still a pretty clear path of how you do that. Trying to think of other things. I mean, the jewels and the sockets and everything, that's about the same as Diablo 3. You just kind of get the ones that seem best for your build, and you put them in there, and they give you extra stats. I do like that a lot of them are, like, in weapons. You don't just have one that's just straight crit, which, if you played Diablo 3, emeralds in weapons was always the best, because it gave you crit, and crit is just more damage, so why would you not do it? As you can see, if I don't hit my social tab, I need to unbind that, because I hit so often. I gotta hit I. As you can see, I've got sapphires in my weapon. I'm a little out of breath. Goodness, I've been talking so much. Sorry about that. But critical strike to crowd control enemies. So that's a lot better because you have to actually build your build around it a little bit, you know? Rather than just getting flat crit. So, like, with this, we're slowing with our bleeds, so that's increasing our crit against those targets that have bleeds on them. So, it works specifically with our build. So, at least you have to make a choice, or, you know, mess with your build to get some crowd control so you can get crits. Which was very easier for... It's very easy for Barbarian to get bleeds and to get bleed on Whirlwind and stuff. So, it's not, like, a huge choice, but... You know, it's functional, it works. Maybe in the future we'll get legendary gems that we can socket. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe that'll be a, maybe they'll be like the first or season or two, they'll add those in. So we can have those. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But there's definitely some things they can do with it. It's a good base. Like, it's kind of boring right now. There's not a lot to it. But, you know, this is the base. They're obviously going to have updates. They're going to have seasonal mechanics that... I'm sure with Blizzard's, with the amount of funding that they've got for this game and the amount of microtransactions they've got in it, they're definitely going to be trying to keep it going and keeping as many people playing it for as long as possible, which I kind of like because unlike Diablo 3, where there was no reason for them to make consistent updates, because they really just, they didn't make money off of you unless they released an expansion, right? So that was the only reason they had to, you know, give you an update, is if they thought you would buy the expansion, or if you were a new player and they thought they could get new players, right? So since this does have microtransactions tied to it, there is a profit incentive for them to continually release updates and balance patches for this game, to keep you playing as long as possible, so you're more likely to spend money on microtransactions. Which, in this case, I don't like microtransactions, but... it's an improvement over Diablo 3 because it gives them a profit incentive to update the damn game. So, this is a good base. I'm expecting a lot of updates for this game. I mean, Season 1 is only a couple of months away. I think it's like next month or something. They're going to start Season 1. And I don't know what they have planned. Maybe they'll have some interesting stuff. Time forward, I think that covers everything. Hello, Luthia. I think that covers everything that I really wanted to cover. Maybe if I forgot anything, maybe I'll edit in something, or, you know, I'll come back. Hey, I got Ren from that. Nice. Travel to the Curator's Chamber. Oh, here we go. Couple of nitpicks. The Lilith statues are dumb and boring. They just give you stats, so you want all of them. The problem I have with them is that I want all of them, but there's no real reason for me to go seek them out and search for them, because it's really random whether you find them or not. They're in really random places, and you just sort of have to poke your head into every single corner of the map, which some people find enjoyment in. Excuse me. I don't. So, I got a map, and I'm just gonna grab the map and go to where they are and grab them. And I really wish they would, like, when you were next to one, you could, like, have whispers, like, Lilith whispering to you, because your character is, like, connected to Lilith. Spoilers for the first 10 seconds of the game. You get, like, Lilith's blood fed to you within, like, the first 5 minutes of the game. And that's, like, the inciting incident that gets you involved with Lilith, right? So, since your character is connected to Lilith, it would make sense that you could, like, interact with these altars of Lilith, right? So, like, maybe having them whisper to you when you're nearby them, or have some sort of a cue that they're there. Don't just put them on the map. I think that's a little bit boring. But it would make it more fun to search for them, because then you'd have some indication when you're close to one. I think I would love it if they did that. Other nitpicks, a lot of lore stuff is just weird now, which is not a huge deal for the game, but, like, there's a lot of the Diablo lore that makes no sense with this game. And it doesn't make, like, it's fucked right now. I'll make a short video probably complaining about it, because I really like the Diablo lore. I think it's one of my favorite things that Blizzard has done. And the fact that it just doesn't make any sense now is sad to me. Also, this guy is kind of kicking the shit out of me. He is actually a little difficult. I should definitely be using my dodge. I mean, we're doing damage. We'll be able to kill him. I just gotta be careful. trying to think of other things that are nitpicks, I think, that won't matter to a lot of people. I'm sure I'll have some. I really don't like the resource system. This is something that's common in ARPGs. I don't like that I'm just sitting here waiting for, like, my Fury to come back. It's pretty irritating. I don't really like it. I really wish they had come up with something better than just Fury or mana or whatever. I mean, they're probably not ever going to do that because it makes... Because they're not really trying to innovate a huge amount with this game. It's a Diablo game. It's fun. It's like... They're really... Oh my, hold on. I need to run away from those. Ah, Luthien! My cat is on... My cat is on the thing right now. Hold on. I know what this is going to do. These are going to explode, and they're going to kill me. Yeah. I've seen that mechanic in other dungeons. They make a bunch of bone walls, and then they explode. And they will murder the shit out of you. Oh, Luthien! Luthien! I love you, but you are on my deck. You're blocking me, and I can't see. No. Okay, now I need it. She really wants attention right now, and I could not see. And she killed me. You've killed me. You've killed your owner. Oh god, I got cat hair in my nose. Okay. I got about an hour till my appointment. I can finish this. Okay. Yeah, that's... Oh, huge one. This isn't a nitpick. This is a huge design issue that I have with the game. You should have the horse at level 20. The world is so clearly designed around you having the horse. Like, you get the horse in, like, Act 4, and there's only 6 acts. So you only have the horse for the last Act 4, Act 5, and Act 6, you know? And Act 6 is pretty short. So, like, you really don't have the horse for a long time in the campaign, and the world is really large. You got a lot of content in this world, and it's a very large world to explore. But it's really kind of rough to do it without the horse. And I was just like, the entire game was like, when am I getting the horse? When am I getting the horse? When am I getting the horse? I want the horse. Like, I'm just walking around, and it's taking so long to get places. When am I getting the horse? And yeah, you get it comparatively late into the game. So I'm just like, you know... It'd be cool if we got it, like, maybe at Act 3, because that's about level 20, 25. I think that'd be a lot better. Just feels better. I mean, in the future, I'm sure the not having the horse won't matter as much, but I think that they could also definitely change that. Like, the quest that gives it to you is, like, you're not introduced to the character who gives you the horse until Act 3, I believe? But I don't know why he doesn't give it to you at the end of Act 3. Instead, it's the beginning of Act 4. I'm just like, yeah, can we get that changed, please? Just give me the quest to get it at the beginning of Act 3 or the end of Act 3, not the end of Act 4. That's all you got to do, and I think that's fixed. Because then you'll have it for much more time. Because it's just, the horse is a cool part of the game. It makes running around a lot more satisfying because things take less time. I don't know if they're just trying to stretch out the game that way, or like they feel like it ruins the pace of the game, but I don't think it does. Just give me the horse earlier. It's a lot more fun to have it. And I think that's all of my nitpicks and real criticisms for the game. Like, if you want me to give it a score, I don't like scores, but I'd give it like 7 out of 10. It's pretty dang good. I think it's worth your time. Like, if you enjoy ARPGs, if you enjoy Diablo, this is a good game. Like, you should definitely buy it. If you're not the big fan of ARPGs or don't really know Diablo, this is a good game to get into them with. Like, it's a very good first ARPG game for you. Like, it's pretty easy to pick up, not too complicated. Like, you can pretty much do the campaign with any build and you'll be fine. You might die a little bit, you might have some struggle with damage. Like, you'll definitely be more challenged than if you like actually go use an optimized build, but you don't need to use an optimized build. And I think that's really cool for people to play in the beginning. And for casual players, because a lot of casual players don't want to look at the build, they want to do it themselves, you know? And that is a completely fine way to play the game. And yeah, so, and I'm sure people will be like, well, why not a 10 out of 10? You're playing the game a lot. It's like, I play a lot of games that I consider 10 out of 10. I don't think there is a 10 out of 10 game in the world. Like, that would be perfection. That would be a game that I play every day for the next 100 years, and it never gets boring. There's no such thing as a perfect game. There's just games that get close. And this game is far from perfect, but it's pretty dang good. I'm gonna die again. Damn, this is actually messing me up. Alright. I'm gonna stop talking, because I need to kill this so I can go and move on with my life. So I'm gonna stop talking so much and focus on this fight and actually not die. Can I portal out? Okay, I can portal out. And it will assumedly, I'm assuming it will hold my spot. So, dang, I've been rambling for like 40 minutes. This can be a long video. Hopefully, if you've all stuck through to this point, I really appreciate you. Please like, comment, and subscribe and all. Very much appreciate you. And yeah, I'll be making more videos on Diablo 4. I'll be playing the game more, streaming the game more. So if you enjoy the game, please stick around. Really appreciate your time. Let's see here. Guess I can slap this on. Yeah, see, I want to... Oh, this isn't printed. I can't actually do that, but I like the 45. I like the 45. The 45. I'm on one. Goodness.
Can I help you?
Yeah. When you have gems in them, you have to manually click, so I get that in there. And I'm just gonna head back into the dungeon. But yeah, so dang, this does actually have teeth. You do actually have to pay attention and not die. Which, again, I'm down for. I would prefer to die and try again and have to actually pay attention and learn than have it just give me my loot on a silver platter. So I would actually prefer things are a little bit more difficult. And less grindy, honestly. I would rather get punished. Luthien, I love you, but not now. No. Okay, I literally cannot see around here. Might have to cut this bit, and she's just so sweet, and she just wants all the love in the world. She's such a good cat. She is such a good cat, but not right now. Not right now, sweetheart. But yeah, as you can tell, my fury is not really an issue at this point, which is kind of my thing with a lot of the classes, is that similar to a lot of ARPGs, you don't really spend a lot of time engaging with the resources. You just sort of make it so that they don't matter anymore, you know? Which is a little bit boring. It's like in PoE, you just make it so that everything is free, nothing costs mana, and then you reserve your entire mana pool. Or you make it cost light, and you reserve your entire mana pool, so you can have more buffs. And like, in this game, you just make it so that everything's reduced costs, and everything generates Fury for you, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. There's nothing else for Fury to... Fury doesn't bother you anymore after that. You don't have to engage with the mechanic. Which I think is a little sad. It's a little boring.
I'm not ready.
Honestly, the thing that's really shredding me is actually these ads, because they're doing like a lot of damage to me. That's something is that if you're building your own build, a little advice I can give is make sure to have some way to heal outside of your potions. Because there's a lot of things in this game that just deal random chip damage to you. Where's the cat? Cat, where are you at? Oh, you're over there, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things that just deal random chip damage to you that you can't avoid. Like you can't dodge auto attacks. They just happen. So if you have dodge chance, then you can dodge them, but you can't actually physically dodge them. So, alright. See, like that sweep right there. I probably could dodge that, but it's so huge that it's actually really difficult to dodge it. This mechanic again. Yeah, if I just actually pay attention and dodge those, though, I'm not really having any troubles with this boss. So, this has all been a skill issue thing on my part. I just have not been paying attention. That's my bad. Feel free to poke fun at me in the comments, but only if you've actually been the boss. If you haven't been the boss, then don't be a hypocrite. Whirlwind, whirlwind. I love Whirlwind. I love Whirlwind so much. It's so much fun. Just spinning. Just spin to win. It's like, it's a staple of the ARPG genre at this point, and I love that it is. I absolutely love that Whirlwind is in every game now. It just makes me happy, because I love spinning to win. My first character in League of Legends was Garen, and my favorite artist is Flowrider. Oh, shit. Okay. Almost died there. That could have been very bad. I'm gonna deal with these skeleton ballistas real quick. We're almost there. Again, I mean, he got me in the last third last time as well, so just gotta be careful. Oh no, please don't explode them yet. I have not killed them yet. I need a little space. Okay, I'm gonna wait for him to start doing the channel. Oh, I guess I had that space over there. I could have run there at any point. Learn from me. Do not be like me and die to this. Learn from these mechanics that I'm calling out, please. I want you to learn from the experience that I've had as a content creator in the early access and the betas, and, you know, do better than me. That is the goal. If you can do better than I did, then I will feel as though I created some value. Alright, I think we got it this time. We're out of potions? Oh, no, we're not. There's one. Okay, I got my emergency potion. I think we'll be able to kill him. And he's done. There we go. That's the Capstone dungeon complete. So now we got some boots. I'll have to check out whether these are worth it or not in a second. And let's go do what we... Sorry, I was looking at the cat, making sure she is back there trying to get into the laundry room right now. I want to make sure she wasn't breaking anything. Because, you know, cats love to get into things they're not supposed to. Alright, let's, so that's a Capstone dungeon done. And we gotta do one more in order to unlock Torment, but we should be able to move up onto Nightmare now. So let's go do that. Just gotta run over here. Also, I got some barding for my horse. This is barding that I got as a drop, and it's pretty cool. I don't know how exactly I got it. So there we go. Now we can move up to World Tier 3, which is recommended for 50 to 70. Sacred items and unique items can drop. You can get Nightmare Sigils, which is what lets you do Nightmare Dungeons. So now I can finally show off some of those. Helltides. Helltides are actually really cool. They just are basically demon portals that will open up in various areas, and you can go do them for rewards. I like that a lot. I love random events. And champion monsters with damage resistance auras. Ooh. At least it's damage resistance and not immunity. I'm okay with that. But yeah, increased XP, more gold, and they overcome resistances. Interesting. So you're going to have to actually tailor your resistance. So let's hop on to the new world tier, and here we are. I will definitely be streaming later on World Tier 3, farming out gear, trying out the Paragon system and stuff. So if you would like to see even more Diablo 4 content before it launches tomorrow, please check that out. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm going to go get my haircut. I will catch you all later. Bye-bye.